Hello, everyone. This is Tom from the company VoIP Supply, and I'm joined here today with Phil and Chris from Grandstream. And we welcome you and appreciate you taking time out of your busy days to join us here for the Grandstream webinar. Next slide, please. So during the webinar, if you do have any questions, please utilize the Q&A feature down lower right-hand corner of the screen. A little bubble, just like you'd see in a comic book with a Q in it. Click on it, put your question in, and we will address all questions at the end of the webinar. Next slide. And as I said, I'm with VoIP Supply, and some of the reseller benefits of working with VoIP Supply are our VoIP rental program. We have hardware and provisioning where we can blind ship pre-provisioned product to your customers, so it's plug and play. When it gets to them, sending you the MAC addresses in advance, so it makes everything more of a streamlined process. Also have our CloudSpan marketplace where you can partner up with us and utilize our partnerships with some of the leading providers in the US today. Be able to quote your customers on service and earn residuals and rebates on hardware. Also have our fulfillment program where so basically hardware and provisioning, but on another level. If you are doing higher volume month over month and you're going to need API for yourself to have everything provisioned, blind shipped to customers where we're placing multiple orders per week, is a very good program to take a look at. Also have our refresh and reclaim programs. Refresh, our spin on refurbished product, is all a stock product, comes with a full 1-year warranty, can save you a bunch of cash rather than buying new. Also, we have our reclaim program. On the flip side, we will pay you for old gear should it be something that we would have interest in. We do not buy back everything, but if you reach out to myself or anybody here on my team, we can definitely get you in touch with the appropriate people to let you know if we would be interested in your equipment. Next slide. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to Phil and Chris from Grandstream, and we hope you enjoy.
All right, thanks, Tom, and thanks everybody for being with us here this afternoon, or I guess this morning, late this morning if you're out on the West Coast. As Tom mentioned, my name is Phil Bowers. I am the Director of Marketing here at Grandstream, also joined by my colleague Chris Dow, who is our Channel Sales Manager for North America. We'll throw all of our contact info up now, but before we get started, just wanted to introduce Chris and let Chris say hello.
Yeah, thanks, Phil. Thanks, Tom. Good afternoon, as everyone said, or morning. For anyone that does have any questions, we'll be monitoring that, so feel free to use the question box, as Tom mentioned, or the chat feature, and we'll get to all of them.
Awesome. So today is a great topic. It's, I end up doing probably anywhere between 100 or 200 webinars every year. And these types of webinars on this topic are always one of my favorite. What we're going to be talking about here today is really kind of hopefully bringing to life for you the Grandstream solution. And really kind of as we go through here, you'll see how everything that we are doing really comes back to one centralized goal, which is really here in this mission statement. And always like to start off any of our Grandstream webinars by kind of just showing this mission statement. We believe in connecting the world, which is our tagline, as you might have noticed. We believe every business, large or small, should have the tools to communicate from anywhere on any device, and we design products that make this belief a reality. So really the focus of today's webinar is the word solutions. If you don't remember anything else from today, just remember that one term, solutions. Really everything that we have done from the Grandstream side, the way that we have run our business, the way that we market ourselves really comes back to this idea of providing complete solutions. And when you take a look at many of the companies that you work with, the other vendors and the vendors that we compete with, really one of the advantages that we offer, and again, the way that we've built our company is to be able to be this one-stop shop for all of your VoIP, unified communications, and networking needs. The way I like to say it is that we can provide you with every product, solution, and management platform that you will need for any business communication solution that you are looking to put in. All from one manufacturer, all optimized to work together, and all set up and managed through one or centralized management interfaces. And that's what we're going to be really talking about today. I'm going to go through the wide variety of solutions that we offer, but in a way that kind of tells you the story of how to build a solution and how to continue to expand onto it or add features and functionalities to it. And all of this is stuff that are opportunities that you get by utilizing Grandstream solutions. So as you heard from Tom, and as I just mentioned, we really have built our business to be that one-stop shop for everything that you're going to need. And not only just everything you're going to need, but in the way that you're going to need it or in the way that is best for your customers. We really pride ourselves on providing solutions that allow you to customize them to how your business or your customer's business works, rather than having to do it the other way around of shaping the way that your business works around your communications technology. So you'll see, or I'm sure many of you are familiar with many of these ideas already, but we have no licensing fees across any of our products, including our UCM series of IP PBXs, which really has grown into a full unified communications platform. I'll talk more about that later. But everything that we offer you has no licensing fees. At any point in time, it's just a one-time upfront purchase price. We are constantly adding features, functionality, even increasing the capacity of devices occasionally through new firmware updates, and those firmware and software upgrades are always free. Because everything that we do is open source, and because we have such a wide variety of solutions, it just provides you with a great flexibility in expanding your business or what you may have done traditionally, not just doing IP phones, but also integrating access control, surveillance, networking, mobility solutions, conferencing, all of that, because it all comes from the same manufacturer, works on the same platform, optimized to work together. Everything we do is open source. Literally every product we make is open source SIP. Our conferencing and video products run Android, which is a great take on that. I'll go into that a little bit more later on. And because they're open source, obviously, we're going to talk a lot about our solutions and our products working with other Grandstream products and solutions. But that SIP, open source functionality on all the devices also allows them to be easily added onto any existing or future network, and allows you to easily add as you go. And all of that put together just really gives you a future-proof, expandable, easily scalable solution that hits on everything you're going to need from a communications and a security and a networking and a collaboration platform, all wrapped into one, all from one manufacturer. So throw this slide up here real fast right now, but just to give you a visual, we have over 90 different products and solutions currently in our portfolio. As we go on today, I'm going to talk about most of what you see here. Two things that we probably won't touch on too much but that I definitely want to call out specifically is our HT series of analog telephone adapters. I'm sure they'll come up occasionally, but most of, as we go through the solution, we'll focus on many of the other devices you see here, but also always want to mention those ATAs and also mention, I guess, that we are, to our own research, the leading provider of ATAs in the world. So in addition to all this other stuff we're going to talk about, but the point here is over 90 different products and solutions, a whole wide variety of endpoints, IP phones, cordless, video, desktop, Wi-Fi, gigabit, whatnot, really just giving you, with everything we offer, the ability to really build really powerful, complete business communication solutions. So in addition to all those endpoints, which we're so well known for, we also have a variety of cloud and management solutions. So IP Video Talk being the first one that we came out with just about 5 or 6 years ago. This webinar right now is being hosted on IP Video Talk. It is our own subscription-based cloud collaboration platform. We also have, and I'll talk more about this later, the Grandstream Device Management System. This is our free cloud-based management system. Again, I'll go into more details later on GDMS. It runs off of Amazon Web Services and really gives you that centralized portal to provision and manage Grandstream solutions really anywhere in the world. I'm also going to talk later on about our UCM Connect, Remote Connect. That is a new free service that we're offering to help you create remote, or basically to help you empower remote workers. And then all the way on the right here, and I'll talk more about this later on, also is our Wi-Fi management platforms. We're going to start off here talking about unified communications and collaboration. Towards the very end of the webinar, I'm going to touch on our GWN series. And also go through GWN Cloud, GWN Manager, and a couple other options that we offer. So again, not only are you getting the wide variety of endpoints that we offer and the UCM series, but we also have a wide variety of cloud and management solutions, both cloud-based, client-based, and we'll go through the details of all of these as we go. But again, everything you need to put in place, to install, to set up, to manage, and to optimize a business communication solution. And here we go, just that graphic with the Grandstream logo in the middle and on the wide variety of solutions around the outside. Again, every product and every management platform that you're going to need to set up a business communication solution, you can get from Grandstream. And that truly is one of the biggest differentiators that we offer. I like to say that we compete with a lot of different companies in a lot of different spaces, but there are really very few, if any, companies in the world anymore that will make the wide variety of solutions that we do. You know, and another thing, just before we start going through the products a little bit more, is, you know, another thing that you saw it in our mission statement, making products easily attainable, or high-end communications technology, rather, easily attainable. And frankly, one of the ways that we do that is by designing products with a superior cost to feature ratio, I guess I could say. Like it says there, you know, we really go out of our way to make this more complicated, expensive technology attainable, affordable, and easy to use. I'm a marketing guy. I hate talking about pricing, but that is absolutely one of the ways that we do that. And you'll see that the quality versus the price that you get from Grandstream products is superior to anything else that you're going to find out on the market. And simply put, that just allows you and your customers to maximize their deployment budgets and expand what you're doing to add more features, more functionality, more devices, more users, to get more out of that solution. All right, so kind of give you a little bit of an overview there on the wide variety of solutions that we offer. And again, that key word again here today, solutions. So now I kind of want to try to bring this to life a little bit with you by going through the wide variety of products that we have. Obviously, I'm not going to go in depth on anything, but I'm going to kind of, you know, walk you through our portfolio in a way that kind of shows you, you know, how all of the solutions really integrate and how they all kind of build off of each other. And I'm going to start that by talking about our UCM series of IP PBXs, and specifically here, our new UCM 6300 ecosystem, which provides a complete communications and collaboration solutions for on-site and now also for remote businesses and remote solutions. So hopefully many of you, if not everyone here, is familiar with our UCM series of IP PBXs. These are asterisk-based IP PBXs that the current 6300 series that we launched in November of last year is the third generation of the UCM series of IP PBXs. As I mentioned, they're all based on asterisk. Just about 8 years now that this series of devices has been out on the market. Actually, over 8 years. Excuse me, my math is pretty bad there. So it's really in that time become one of the most popular and the most powerful on-premise IP PBXs in the world from any manufacturer. And the reason why I'm starting with this is because the way that I like to explain the UCM, and you see it here on the slide, it's kind of the anchor of our solution. It's really one of the devices, or it is the platform, or the solution rather, that brings all Grandstream devices together, that allows you to build these solutions, to customize them, to integrate all the devices, to customize how the devices communicate with each other. I should have gone to this slide to explain that, and that's exactly what I'm talking about. The UCM 6300 series now, or just in general, the UCM series is the anchor of that solution, the one device that brings everything together, that allows you to integrate them, to set them up, to set how they communicate, and to allow all of these devices to allow you to get the most out of these devices, while also building a communication and collaboration platform that is best in the way that is best for your business or your customers' businesses. So when we talk about the UCM 6300 ecosystem, the 6300 ecosystem is the combination of our UCM 6300 series of IP PBXs, our Wave application, and the UCM Remote Connect platform that I told you about a moment ago. I have a slide coming up that will have all three of those on there. But what the UCM 6300 series and this ecosystem gives you that our previous UCM IP PBXs didn't is the ability to reach outside of your local network. So what we've done here is combined the super powerful, well-known UCM series. We've added a variety of features and functionality to it. Half of the models now have a full video collaboration bridge built into it. We've combined that with that app and with this NAT traversal service that we've put together, and it creates an easy to manage hybrid collaboration and communication platform. So you're getting here with this 6300 ecosystem all of the advantages of an on-premise solution, and that's what you're getting from the UCM series. So we could hold a whole webinar, frankly, on why you would go cloud versus on-premise IP PBX. And one of the things that has really always helped us, and we hear from our customers, the reason why they still want an on-premise solution is the reliability and the control of it. It's theirs. It's on their property. They have full control of it. Nobody else does. They have full control of the security behind it, whatnot. And we have combine that with this ecosystem, so everything that you're used to from an IP PBX with the power and the flexibility of a cloud solution, an application that allows you to utilize any UCM feature from any device anywhere in the world, and a platform that allows you to securely create or to secure the connections for your remote users. And what you have here now is the UCM series of IP PBXs having the ability to reach outside of its local network. So it's really a great solution for the modern business, I'm going to call it, that's going to have employees spread out, that might have multiple offices, especially now after COVID, when businesses will likely be more dispersed. It's a great solution. So here are, again, the three parts of the UCM 6300 ecosystem. You have the UCM 6300 series over there on the left. That is the anchor of our whole solution, but is also the main part of this ecosystem. You cannot access the other two parts of the ecosystem without that 6300. The second part of this 6300 series ecosystem is the Wave app. This is an application available for mobile, for web, which would be WebRTC browsers, and for desktop client you can download, that allows you to make and receive calls, to chat with coworkers, to hold video meetings, to hold voice meetings, to join them from anywhere. Again, mobile, web, and desktop client of this Wave app, which just allows you to, with a UCM 6300 series, to easily empower employees wherever they are from any device to be able to communicate and collaborate with their coworkers and the rest of the company through the UCM 6300 series, to create secure connections for those other offices or for those remote workers, and to allow the UCM 6300 series to not only reach outside of the local network, but to do it securely. We have the UCM Remote Connect platform all the way over there on the right. That is a it's currently free. This is set up and utilized within GDMS, which I'll talk about in a little bit. And it is a always-on automatic NAT traversal service to ensure that the connections from outside the network to the UCM, whether it be through the Wave app or any Grandstream devices that are in other offices or at home, or even other UCMs that might be peered back to this guy, that connection is secure. So that is the UCM 6300 ecosystem. Do also want to point out that you don't have to utilize every aspect of that ecosystem. If you're simply just looking for a great on-premise IP PBX that now also has the ability to or an option to have a full video collaboration solution built into it, then the 6300 series is a great option, the best option for you. You can continue to utilize it the way that you've used and set up your previous UCM series if you used them before. But if you do also want to utilize the rest of the ecosystem, which, as I mentioned, is really set up to allow it to easily reach outside the local network, also a great option for a business that might want to have one UCM that they just kind of peer with their other locations. Then you can take advantage of UCM Remote Connect and or the Wave app. Just wanted to mention there that, again, you can pick and choose the ecosystem and use the pieces and the parts of it that are best for you. If you just want an on-premise IP PBX, the UCM 6300 series will continue to serve you as well, if not better, as the previous UCM models have, again, just because we've added some more features and functionality to it. This is just a visual to come back to the whole point of the ecosystem, allowing our UCM series to reach outside of its local network, whether it be with the Wave app, whether it be with any Grandstream endpoints, whether that be having one centralized UCM in one office that employees in another office or at home can utilize. Lots of different deployments and scenarios there. And as I mentioned, if you just want to use it as an on-premise IP PBX, just like you're always used to with that UCM series, that's what you get. So wanted to start out with the UCM again, because that's kind of where a lot of the integration of our solutions come together. That's where you're really starting with building the business communication and collaboration solution, how many users, how you want it set up, what devices, where, all that kind of stuff. So before we go into the next part of the solution, which would be putting endpoints around that UCM, want to touch on the Grandstream Device Management System. GDMS is what we call it. You can get to GDMS on the web at gdms.cloud. This is our fully free cloud provisioning and management system. Allows you to not only deploy devices in a true zero-touch fashion, where when they get to the site, they can be plugged in, go back, connect automatically to GDMS and be automatically provisioned. But it also gives you a full management solution. Basically, everything you're going to need before, during, and after deployment is what you get from the Grandstream Device Management System, not just provisioning and management, but the ability to monitor devices, to have automatic troubleshooting built in, to get analytical system reports, to be able to break down your deployments by batches and deployment sites, to be able to get intelligent alarms from GDMS when it senses, various alarms or notifications that you might set up to get those diagnostic reports. Runs on AWS. This is fully free, and there's no limit on the amount of devices that you can set up and manage with GDMS. So as we move on from the UCM 6300 series can be managed from GDMS, as can the majority of our endpoints. So not only is it a great kind of cloud option for if you're deploying the UCM to give you a centralized platform to do that, but if you're also just looking for a device or a platform to manage, to set up, manage just endpoints, you can also use GDMS for that. I'm going to take a quick drink of water here real fast. All right. See, I'm going a little bit longer than I had planned, so I will try to pick it up a little bit as we go. So the second part, or the second thing we're going to be talking about here is endpoints. And basically the message and before we even go through it is, with such a wide variety on a huge portfolio of endpoints, with at the moment I believe somewhere between 40 and 50 IP phones. Just for example, we really offer the ideal device for every type of need and every type of user. And now the way that, you know, kind of the world has changed and the way that businesses are set up and will run moving forward, we almost have to separate this conversation of endpoints into working from the office, what's best for working from the office, and what's best for working from home. And frankly, you'll see that we're pretty much going to touch on the same devices on each one. It's just kind of specific models that are going to be ideal for various for whether you're working from home or the office. So the first thing in terms of working from the office is, you know, there's going to be a lot more of a focus now on endpoint mobility. You're seeing a lot more wireless offices, or these offices that with open concepts where devices and people need the ability to be able to move around and be able to work from anywhere. You know, we're seeing an increase in facility access, which is something we're going to touch on a little bit later. The ability, especially now, the ability and the really the need to control who's able to get in and who's able to get out, but also to do that in an easy fashion, which is something that we're able to offer by teaming our GDS door cameras with our IP phones. And that's something I'll touch on in a minute. You're seeing a lot, we're going to see a lot more group meetings and conferences from the cubicle. Maybe not these big conference room meetings all the time anymore, but the daily check-ins will just be, you know, people calling in from their cubicle. And we're seeing a lot more increase of Wi-Fi endpoints and Wi-Fi utilization within offices, which is something we're going to touch on actually quite a bit as we move forward here. So in terms of working from the office, hopefully everybody is familiar with our GRP series. Those are our carrier grade IP phones. Two different series of GRP models. We have the GRP Essential series, which are more basic devices. And then we have the GRP Professional series, which are more for people that handle a decent amount of call volume. Within that line, there are, I believe, somewhere between 12 to 15 different models. We have a variety that have full support for Wi-Fi as well as Bluetooth built in, anywhere from 1 to 6 lines. You got some great presence options on all of these devices. They're all going to give you the ability to turn digital BLF keys, basically, where the screen can turn into a multi-page speed dial BLF setup. As you can see also, these are really newly designed devices, really with a focus on that sleek look and feel to them. From a management standpoint, all the GRPs run the same firmware, which makes them incredibly easy to set up and manage, fully compatible with GDMS to be able to allow you to do that. And also, again, want to call out the Wi-Fi models, because seeing a lot of businesses get into Wi-Fi office setups. Another great thing to consider there is Wi-Fi phones give you the ability to easily not only move them around an office, but take them from home to the office and back, or to other offices, and just connect it to Wi-Fi. So that's the GRP series. Desktop IP phones, between the whole set of models, is going to give you such a wide variety of features and functionalities, so you can find the best device that is for you. Also want to call out our GXV series of IP video phones. Those are, in my opinion, one of the coolest products we make. Those are Android IP video phones. Open Android, which is really the thing that differentiates them from other video phones out there that claim to run Android. We leave Android open. We give you full access to the Google Play Store and whatnot, so you can utilize any Android app as well as any SIP platform or SIP service with this device. So really is a great option, especially for quick video calls with the team, for calling into video conferences. Also gives you the ability to, within the device, host 3-way video calls. And then all the way on the right over there, we have our cordless options. We have the WP series of cordless Wi-Fi phones, and we have our DP series of DECT phones. So whatever your desire or preference is on the cordless side, we offer both of them, Wi-Fi and DECT. This is becoming even more important within an office, but also obviously these types of devices are really relied upon in a lot of specific verticals, the logistics industry, hotels, convention centers. So I guess that would be hospitality, events, whatnot, where you need the ability to be able to go anywhere, still be in touch with the main office or anyone on the solution. And these are two great options to do so. Personally, we are really big fans of cordless Wi-Fi. Again, could probably have a whole webinar just comparing Wi-Fi to DECT. But definitely with cordless Wi-Fi, it's a much more scalable solution. It's much easier to expand. There's really no roaming considerations. And with some of our new Wi-Fi phones, specifically the WPA10, the price point when you add a Wi-Fi access point is really pretty similar to what you're going to get from DECT. A little bit better quality too. So again, whatever you need on the cordless side, and we're seeing that being even more in demand now than ever before but we would definitely recommend checking out Wi-Fi cordless phones if you haven't already. So in terms of working from working from home, again, I'm going to try to speed up a little bit here. Again, we're a lot of Wi-Fi here, especially from the home. That is the most reliable way for anybody working from home to connect, especially if you're looking to give somebody an actual phone, whether it be a desktop phone or even a Wi-Fi phone. Wi-Fi is the easiest way for them to set it up. Obviously, a lot of houses, especially here in the US, don't have Ethernet access. But this also is a great option, like I mentioned before, because then these devices can be brought from the office and home and whatnot, while also being able to use anywhere in the home. So we talked about cordless phones again. Cordless Wi-Fi specifically for those from the home, anybody working from home, gives them the ability to really make any room in the home their office whenever they need to. Team collaboration is big now, or increase with working from home. We've seen really a big increase in terms of the requirement of presence and features like push to talk, which we do offer on our cordless phones, including the Wi-Fi phones. And video is becoming more essential now than ever before, as you can imagine. Just as we're not seeing each other every day, need to keep that human connection, but also just good to see the people that you work with. So in terms of working from home, again, it's a lot of the same things, and I kind of just talked about this a moment ago, but that WP series of cordless Wi-Fi phones, great options for anyone working from home. They both support 2 lines. They also have push to talk. So if you have people work on the same team working from home, they can just really quickly and easily get in touch with each other through that. In terms of our desktop IP phones, well, obviously we're going to come back to the GRP series, but specifically the Wi-Fi enabled GRP series devices, again, because they allow somebody working from home to plug it in anywhere they are, to take it with them on a hotel, to not have to worry about needing a wired connection, and to be able to just connect to Wi-Fi wherever they are. And then the video phones, again, over there on the right, those also do support Wi-Fi, so they're great options for anybody working from home or for anyone in an office that needs to move it around. And just like we talked about a moment ago, so many different ways, because it supports Android and because it supports any SIP platform, so many different ways to keep in touch. Also has that 3-way video conference bridge built right into it. So that is a quick overview of the endpoints to deploy on your Grandstream solution, and kind of a couple of different ways to look at how to choose them. Continuing on here on the endpoint side, now we're into meetings and conferencing, or collaboration, which really become the term. And so in addition to your voice platform or your desktop video devices like we just mentioned, we also have everything you're going to need in terms of setting up a collaboration solution. Whether you're setting up a room system with our GVC series, which are really cool devices. All of them are Android-based video conferencing devices that are also going to support SIP and H.323 platforms. So again, such a wide variety of ways you can utilize them. You can use them to build or to extend the video conferencing platform from any SIP-based solution, including our UCM 6300 ecosystem. while also using any of those Android or Android or H323 devices. Variety of devices within that, pretty much from the high end to the low end, so you're going to be able to get the ideal device for your in-room conferencing needs, or we've even seen these be purchased for people working from home in order to, that might be hosting meetings, trainings, webinars, whatnot, just to improve that video quality. And then in the middle there, obviously everybody needs a headset anymore. You know, so many different platforms that are off or software-based communication platforms. And for us, you know, in addition to being compatible with all of the big third-party cloud communication platforms out there, our headsets will also obviously be great options for using the Wave app if you have the UCM 6300 ecosystem. Couple of different headsets within our portfolio. The one you see there is the GUV 3050. That is our wireless Bluetooth headset. So also for your headset needs, whether it be, no matter what those might be, we can provide that for you. And then all the way over on the right there, we also have a series of USB webcams, the GUV series, which, as you can see, has both headsets and webcams. So for empowering remote workers or for improving the video quality for any of your employees or your customers' employees, whether they're in the office, traveling, working from home, we have both these headsets and webcams. And one thing I'll leave you with on the webcam side, as I'm sure you know, is most computers anymore aren't really built with very good built-in webcams. Here you get a 1080p webcam. All right, I'm going to take another quick drink of water here before we move into the next part of the solution. I'm going to cover facility access, intercom, and surveillance here. Then we're going to wrap up with networking, so it should be done in about 10 or 15 minutes. Do apologize for going a little bit longer than I had planned today. Taking a quick drink here. All right, so I talked about the UCM series, building that really gives you the ability to sculpt a communication and collaboration platform however you want. Then we went into the various endpoints, voice, video, collaboration that we offer that give you the ability to surround that centralized solution or UCM solution with those devices for voice and video communication and collaboration. And one of the great things that you have, or that we are able to offer you, because is also integration with a wide variety of facility access, intercom, and surveillance solutions. So our UCM series, that's the wrong way to say it. All of these devices here that I'm talking about are SIP-based devices, and that's what allows them to be added to SIP-based networks, integrated with our UCM or other SIP-based networks. And in some of these things, and I'll mention this as we go, we're really one of the few companies in the world specifically that's going to make SIP-based surveillance cameras. But so we talked about, you know, your communication and collaboration. And now we're showing you that we have a full portfolio of solutions that also allow you to integrate facility access, intercom, and surveillance, basically security and on-premise management with your VoIP solution. So in terms of that, to go through the different options that we have, I think the best place to really start here is our GDS series of facility access devices over there on the right. Two different models, one with a camera, one without a camera. And these devices, as you see, actually, hold on, I'll get to it in a second. And so in addition to allowing you to set up these devices with obviously a wide variety of functionality, PIN codes, RFID cards, alarms, whatnot, to control who's able to get in, to manage access to a facility. But these devices, and really one of, I think, the really powerful deployment example of these GDSs is that when you deploy them with Grandstream IP phones, for example, all of our IP phones are set to, out of the box, be able to open doors connected to the GDS. Our video phones, and I'm pretty sure it's all GRP phones and all GXP 2100 series phones, are also able to actually see video, get a video feed from this device. And then from the phone, whether it be the receptionist or however you want to set that up, the security team, anybody within the office, whatnot, has the ability to allow or restrict access right there. So that's the GDS series. We also have our GSC series of IP video surveillance cameras. Really, we are one of the few companies, the few manufacturers in the world that makes SIP-based surveillance cameras. So what that allows you to do is to register, and I guess one of the things I should mention is just as a simple way to think about all of these devices, you're registering them back to a SIP platform or to our UCM or whatever VoIP platform you're using. You're registering these devices just as SIP extensions, and that's how they all communicate with each other. And each device gives you the ability through its web user interface to basically set how it communicates with each other and what happens. So with the cameras, for example, you can have these cameras set with motion detection so that as soon as the camera senses motion, it can automatically make a SIP call out to some extensions that you're going to set. It can automatically send you an email screenshot of what the camera saw. The other thing here is it allows you to pick up the phone and actually, or excuse me, specifically with our video phones, to actually be able to see video right there on the device, see the video feed from the camera right there on the device or through a web browser as well. In addition to the cameras, another set of devices in our GSC series is this GSC Intercom and public address devices. There are two different devices that we offer. One is a two-way intercom. The other is just a PA system, so it's just for one-way audio announcements. And again, you would register these as an extension on a SIP solution or on our UCM series. And then you can simply call these devices from other IP phones on the network to make announcements, to page, to create that two-way intercom setup. They have Wi-Fi. Both of those devices have Wi-Fi, which makes them incredibly easy to set up and add to that solution, and give you the ability to have intercom or a public address system anywhere within an office, within a school, within a hospital, within a hotel, etc. The final part of our GSC series is our GSC 3570. That is the touchscreen panel that you see all the way over there on the right. This gives you essentially a centralized device to be able to manage and utilize everything that you see here on the screen. I think a great deployment example of this is for a receptionist or a security person. They right here from the device would have the ability to get paged every time, or excuse me, to be notified every time somebody's trying to get in the building, or to allow somebody in the building to view the live camera feeds or the alarms that they have triggered, to make to send out a page, or to have an intercom conversation with somebody, or just to call any of the devices, the Grandstream IP phones or other SIP endpoints on the network. That is the GSC 3570 on the right. Does have 4 SIP accounts built into it and supports Wi-Fi as well. So again, lots of Wi-Fi support across our devices, something you can expect as we go. All right, we're 45 minutes in. I think we're just about into the final section here, which is our networking solutions. But again, like to continue our conversation here, we started out talking about the UCMs, and really as we've gone here, I've really tried to show you the wide variety of ways that all of our devices work together and how you can integrate them all on a solution together. And so the last thing that we're going to talk about here, and that should be done here in just about 5 minutes. I do appreciate everybody's patience. I do apologize for going a little bit longer than I had expected here. But again, love talking about this stuff because it really is central to our brand and the way we do business. So the last part, and the newest part, I guess, of our solution is the GWN series of Wi-Fi solutions. So we came out with the GWN series, I think it was about 2016. It probably has become the biggest expansion of Grandstream in our company's history. We are approaching this year, our GWN series being about we hope for it to be this year about 15% of our sales globally. So it is really becoming a big part of our portfolio. And as a lot more deployments and business solutions go wireless, this is continuing to grow and to grow, and to not only give you a great option for putting in a traditional, Wi-Fi solution, but for also then integrating your communication and collaboration solution with it. So looking at our GWN series from afar, this is a series of, I believe there's about 10 to 12 different Wi-Fi access points, as well as a variety of Wi-Fi management solutions within the GWN series. So what are some of the advantages of it? Well, the first advantage of this Wi-Fi solution, compared not only in general, but also compared to most of what you're going to find elsewhere on the market, is we offer you 3 free management options. We have a cloud option, GWN Cloud. We have a software option, software client option, GWN Manager. And then we also have a controller built into all the access points that allows them to set up and manage entire networks of other Grandstream access points. So whatever management option you want, and basically you have a cloud, you have software, and you have a built-in, you can utilize any of those. They're all fully free, and there's no limit with GWN Cloud and GWN Manager of how many devices you can manage with it. Super easy installation with the GWN Cloud app specifically. All you got to do is scan a barcode on the back of the device with our GWN Cloud app. We'll automatically add that AP back into your solution or to your the network that you are setting up. We have a full solution of APs, as I mentioned a moment ago, between 10 and 12 different access points, basically giving you everything you're going to need, whether you need indoor, whether you need outdoor, whether you need long range. We have the ideal option for you. And between the web user interface built into the access points and all of our management options, you have access to such a wide variety of real-time monitoring, alerts, and reports available from all of the from all access points and all networks that you're using to manage the solution. And again, I probably should have had this slide earlier because I pretty much covered it already, but not only is Wi-Fi becoming such a big, obviously every business, even before COVID, everyone needs a solid Wi-Fi solution in their network. Wi-Fi, and now as we move forward, Wi-Fi is becoming utilized to integrate communication solutions, as I talked about a moment ago. You heard about all the wide variety of Wi-Fi capable endpoints that we have, pretty much spanning all the different types of endpoints we make. So as you're moving forward, definitely consider Wi-Fi. It's a great, very cost-effective, very scalable option. We're now at the point where Wi-Fi speeds and quality is as good as wired. We're beginning to roll out a variety of Wi-Fi 6 access points. We have one now, and you'll see some more coming throughout the rest of the year. So lots of different ways to look at Wi-Fi, obviously in the traditional way, but also now as a way to integrate and to easily set up a business or office or any vertical communication solution. And as I mentioned, I believe this is pretty much the last slide here. As I mentioned a moment ago, we have 3 different options to allow you to set up and manage the networks that you're deploying through your Grandstream GWN access points. The embedded option, that is a built-in controller, allows you to use the web user interface of any Grandstream AP to set up and manage networks of either 30 or 50 other Grandstream APs. We have GWN Cloud, which is cloud-based. You can go to gwn.cloud to sign up for it. It is fully free to use. It's based on Amazon Web Services, and it gives you unlimited AP management. And then you also have the software or the client version, if you prefer it to be locally on a PC on your network. That is GWN Manager. You can download it for free. Use it to set up, manage, and control up to 3,000 Grandstream access points and the networks configured on them using a local service deployment architecture. So again, to bring us full circle here, the best thing, really the thing that is central to our brand and the way we do business is this desire to provide complete business communication solutions. And throughout the webinar here today, tried to walk you through how we do that, starting with the UCM series, extending it out with your voice and video conferencing, or excuse me, with your voice and video endpoints, then integrating facility access, security, and intercom public address, and then ending by integrating Wi-Fi solutions. And literally, if you're looking to deploy or to extend, if you have a UCM set up and you want to extend that UCM network to wirelessly to devices, all you got to do is put GWN Grandstream AP on the same network as that UCM, and then you can very quickly and easily set up those wireless devices around it. But again, the main point here, we provide complete solutions, everything that you're going to need to build a communications and collaboration solution, whether it be PBXs, voice and video phones, wireless devices, headsets, webcams, video conferencing devices, gateways, ATAs, surveillance cameras, Wi-Fi networking, facility access, and cordless phones. We have it all, and you can get it all from Grandstream. And that wraps up my part of the presentation here today. Once again, thanks everybody for bearing with me. See, I went a little bit longer than I had planned to. But again, really great topic. I love that VoIP Supply wanted to cover this topic today. It's probably my favorite thing to talk about. And as I said, it's really the center of our brand and the way that we do business. So with that said, I'll turn it back over to Tom. And I guess now's a pretty good time for question and answer.
Great. Thank you very much, Phil. That was some great information. I think everybody probably got a lot out of that. I saw a lot of chatter in the chat here. And Chris did a great job of answering pretty much all these questions that came about throughout the webinar. Did have one here for you. How would someone go about getting signed up for GDMS?
All you got to do is go to gdms.cloud and sign up there. It's a free account. Once you sign up, you can then begin adding devices right to it right away. So yeah, fully free. There's no barrier. Just go create an account.
Beautiful. And does anybody else have any other questions? As you can see, we got our contact information there on the final slide. Feel free to reach out anytime. If you don't have a rep here at VoIP Supply and don't even have an account maybe, feel free to reach out to me directly. I'll be more than happy to get you set up and get you some pricing over. If you do have a rep, feel free to reach out to them. They'll be able to assist you with any of your Grandstream needs. And with that, I'm not seeing any other questions that are coming through. I do appreciate everybody taking time out of their day today to learn a little bit more about Grandstream, and I thank Phil and Chris for all of your great knowledge and your time today, and we appreciate it. And look forward to the next one.
Thanks, everyone. Take care.
Thank you. Bye now.